The year is 2242. I'm standing on the observation deck of Sanctuary 1, looking down at Earth. From up here, she's still beautiful. A swirl of white clouds over a deep blue marble. But it's a lie. A beautiful, tragic lie. My name is Alara and I'm a biohistorian. It's my job to study the Earth that was not the Earth that is. Down there, the planet we called home is suffocating under a blanket of our own creation. The gray shroud. It's not just smog. It's a semi-sentient, self-replicating nanic cloud we unleashed a century ago, designed to consume industrial waste. A miracle cure, they called it. The problem with miracles is they often demand a price. The nanites did their job too well. They didn't just consume waste. They started breaking down everything they considered unnatural. Plastics, concrete, alloys, the very foundations of our civilization. Cities crumbled, not in explosions, but silently, turned to dust that fed the ever-growing, ever-hungry shroud. My grandfather was one of the last to be evacuated. He used to tell me stories. Not of monsters or aliens, but of things I can barely imagine. He spoke of the scent of rain on hot asphalt, the taste of a fresh strawberry straight from the soil, the feeling of grass between his toes. To me, these are just data points, historical curiosities. He told me about the Great Haste, the panicked exodus to these orbital sanctuaries. Humanity didn't leave Earth with a triumphant roar. We fled like refugees from a home we had poisoned. We saved ourselves, but we abandoned our mother. My project, the Eden Archive, is an attempt to preserve what we lost. In this sterile metallic world, I cultivate a small sealed biodome. Inside, it's a recreation of a pre-shroud Earth biome. I have a single oak tree, its ancestors' data painstakingly reconstructed from fragments of preserved DNA. I have a patch of real grass, a small pond with genetically resurrected frogs, even a colony of honeybees. Most people here have forgotten. They recontent with their nutrient paste and their virtual reality landscapes of a world that no longer exists. They call me a relic keeper obsessed with a dead world. Maybe they're right. But when I step inside my biodome, something shifts. The air changes. It's thick with the smell of damp earth and chlorophyll. The synthesized sunlight feels different on my skin. I can hear the buzz of the bees, a sound that exists nowhere else on this station. It's a symphony of life. Yesterday, something impossible happened. One of the drone probes we send down into the shroud sent back a signal. It's usually just atmospheric data, bleak and unchanging, but this time it was different. It was an image. Distorted, flickering, but unmistakable. It was a flower, pushing its way through a crack in a dust-covered ruin. A single, defiant point of color in a world of gray. A species we had no record of, something new. For a century, we believed nothing could survive down there. The shroud was absolute, but life is stubborn. It found a way. That little flower isn't just a biological anomaly. It's a message. It's a whisper of hope carried across the desolate miles. My grandfather used to say, "The Earth has a fever, but she isn't dead. She's just sleeping." For the first time, I think I understand what he meant. The nanites were designed to break down artificial materials, right? But what is more natural than life itself? Perhaps after a century of devouring our mistakes, the shroud has reached a new equilibrium. Perhaps it's no longer just a destroyer. I've submitted a proposal for a manned mission. A descent through the shroud. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. They say it's a suicide mission. The command council is reviewing it, but I know they'll say no, the risk is too high. But they don't see what I see. They see data, risk assessments, and historical failures. I see a flower. I hear the echo of my grandfather's stories. He didn't just tell me about the world we lost. He told me about our responsibility to it. So I'm going. With or without their permission. My co-pilot, Gian, a cynical engineer who has spent too long repairing recycled life support systems, thinks I'm a fool. But he's also the one who helped me modify the probe lander for a single occupant. He complains, but he packs me extra power cells. He asked me why. Why risk everything for a ghost world? I pointed to the biodome. I told him, because that isn't just history. It's a blueprint for the future. This isn't just about scientific curiosity, it's about redemption. For generations, we've looked at the stars for a new home. We've been so focused on finding a new Eden. We never considered that the old one might just be waiting for us to help it heal. Maybe we can't fix our past. We can't unpollute the sky or rebuild the cities we turned to dust. But maybe, just maybe, we can be gardeners again. Maybe we can plant a seed. My journey down won't be for conquest or for discovery in the old sense. It will be a pilgrimage, an apology. A promise. To return to the garden, not as its master, but as its caretaker. As its child, finally coming home. The earth is calling. And I have to answer. Thanks so much for watching. It means the world to have you here. If you enjoyed this story, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more journeys into the imagination. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is there hope for a world like this? Until next time, stay curious.